Okay, it's time for another episode of Speed Reviews. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Rachel. And if you're not new here, thanks so much for coming back. Today, I am going to be reviewing a whole bunch of products in a quick fashion, hopefully quick. New things that I have been trying, that I've tried enough to get my final thoughts on. I'm gonna let you know why I like something or why I dislike something, and hopefully that helps you out in some way. Just because I don't like something doesn't mean that it won't work for someone else, and I'll give the reasons why I don't like something, and that might be why you like it. Everything I talk about, I will link down in the description box below, and I am wearing some of the products on my face today, so I will be popping in some clips as we go along to show you the application. Typically with these videos, I break it down into 3 categories, but I've decided I'm going to add a 4th category. So the first category is yes, yes, yes. And in the yes, yes, yes category, these are the top products, my absolute favorites, things that I'm loving, things that I absolutely highly recommend to you. They're just great products, what can I say? I'm adding in another section here that I normally don't. It's going to be good but not great. So these are things that are good but not great. Pretty self-explanatory. Things that I really like but that have a sort of caveat to them. Then the next category is meh. And these are things that are just kind of middle of the road. I could take them or leave them. You might like them depending on your preferences or your style. And then the last category is it's gonna be a no for me, dog.
It's definitely a no for me, dog. The voice is just not.
These are products I do not recommend, products that I don't think are good, and I don't think you should waste your money on them. All of the products that I'm going to be talking about today are everything except eyeshadow palettes. I do a separate eyeshadow palette ranking style video, and that will be coming shortly after this video, but I like to do eyeshadow palettes separately. So this is just everything else. So the first product that I'm going to talk about, I'm actually going to add some more of right now. It's bronzer.
20 minutes later.
So this is the Beauty Bakery Bite Size Snackaroons Bronzer, and I got a Snackaroons blush. I'm putting these together because honestly, virtually they are the same formula, just different colors. One's a bronzer color and one's a blush color. So the bronzer color that I have is called House Blend. I believe this is the second to lightest shade that they offer in the line. I'm gonna link it down below. I'm not 100% sure if it's the lightest or the second lightest. And then the blush is in the shade Hey Pumpkin. So let's start with the bronzer. This bronzer is absolutely gorgeous. If you are my skin tone or slightly lighter, this is a perfect neutral toned matte blush. A lot of a beautiful neutral toned matte bronzer. A lot of times bronzers can lean very warm, very orangey, or very ashy and cool. This is just like the perfect neutral tone. That is what I prefer in my bronzer. The other thing I love about this is how easy and seamless it is to apply to the skin. You almost cannot mess it up. You can really haphazardly just put it all over your face, which I appreciate. I appreciate that with a bronzer. It is just the right amount of pigmented, it's smooth, it's not patchy, it's wonderful, honestly. And even though it is a little mini, I don't mind that because it's gonna be a rare day that I pan a bronzer. I've only done that once in my life. I have so many bronzers and it's really good for traveling. Highly suggest this one. Again, it's House Blend. I will link it down below. And then in that same line is the blushes, and this is Hey Pumpkin. This is a gorgeous, bright, orange blush. I love orange. If you've been here before, you know that. I'm an orange gal, and it's Hey Pumpkin. We're getting ready for the fall. I'm ready. This is a gorgeous, definitely more on the slightly more pigmented side, but it's pretty easy to use, very smooth, not patchy. Everything I said about the bronzer applies to the blush. Absolutely gorgeous. And it's hard to find like a true orange blush at the drugstore. I did pick these up at Target. Highly suggest both of these. Another thing that I am wearing on my face today is this highlighter from Essence. It's the highlighter in the shade 02 Sun Showers. I'm obsessed with this highlight. I had to take it off my desk so that I could use other things because I've been wanting to wear this every single day non-stop. It is the most gorgeous, wet looking, more natural, but a little more amped up. Like you can still see that there's a highlighter there, but it's not glittery, it's not sparkly. The color is absolutely perfect for my like light to medium skin tone. Gorgeous. This comes in 4 shades. I just love how gorgeous this looks on the skin. And once again, you can't really screw it up. You can really pile it on. It doesn't look heavy or texture enhancing. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And it's under $5. What more can I ask for? This is an unexpected favorite for me because if you've been here before, you know how much I say, I'm not a primer person. And I'm not, okay? Typically, if I do prime, I use the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. And that's kind of it. Like, other than that, I have pretty oily skin and I do my skincare before I do my makeup, and that's usually enough prep for me personally. But I've been really enjoying the Marshmallow Primer from NYX, like really enjoying it a lot, more and more every time I use it. I especially use this, and I enjoy using this, if I've done my skin prep and my usual skincare routine in the morning and I don't put my makeup on for several hours where I need just a slight refresh of moisture. This is perfect because it's not greasy, it's not too heavy, it's not too much. It's just that perfect amount of like rehydration for the skin, but it's perfect. It's just really nice. And also it smells really good. I expected it to smell like marshmallows, but it smells like, I don't know what it smells like, but it smells good. I've been fully enjoying this and I just have a sample size and I would definitely consider buying this once I run out of it. And now I have 4 lip products to talk about. So let's first start off with the ColourPop. This is the Star Wars Cream Luxe lipstick in the shade Dark Lord. Yes, I'm keeping the outer carton because it's got Darth Vader on it, and I love that. Does anybody else keep packaging like I do? I do it when it's like a special kind of packaging. First of all, love the actual packaging, and I love the embossing on the actual lipstick itself. And I love the color. That is mostly why I'm bringing this up. Now, I know that this is probably discontinued. I'm guessing that it is, but it is just a gorgeous, warm nude. I love it. I love it. I love it. I really like the formula of this lipstick. And that's kind of why I'm talking about it, because of course they have this lipstick in other colors and not the Star Wars one. And I think that if you like a hydrating, pretty pigmented, I wouldn't say it's sheer, but it's not like super opaque either, but it's closer to opaque than it is to sheer. If you like that type of lipstick, I really think you would enjoy this lipstick a lot. It doesn't have a scent or anything like that, and it's really, really pretty on the lips. I especially just love this color. I will say that. And this is what I'm wearing on my lips underneath a gloss that I will be talking about. Let's talk about the gloss now. Why not? This is the Essence Make Beauty Fun Plumping Lip Gloss. I have mine in the shade 01 Swipe for Happiness. This is an underdog for me. I really didn't expect much from it. I really disliked the other Essence glosses that everybody was raving about, the Shine, Shine, Shine ones. I thought they were sticky, goopy. I thought they smelled so gross, like perfume, like straight up perfume in your mouth. Not my preference. But this gloss is absolutely beautiful. Like I said, it is what I'm wearing on my lips today. It says it's a plumping lip gloss. I would say it has a very slight minty tingle. It's not burning. But with that being said, I do have a very high pain threshold for that type of thing. Like, I don't mind if something's very burning. So just keep that in mind. But to me, this is not really that strong of a plump. And if you look at it, it looks like it's really glittery, but I don't feel like it looks glittery once it's on my lips. When I put it on my lips or even just swatch it on my hand, oh, okay, no, I can see the glitter, but it's so fine, like so fine. I can't feel it, I can't really see it, but it does make my lips look so glossy and full, and it fills in the lines in my lips. And I will say it lasts pretty darn long on my lips, and it's so comfortable. Like, one of the most comfortable glosses that I've worn, definitely from the drugstore. And this is very affordable because it's Essence. It goes with anything. It feels great. It lasts great. I highly suggest this one. I really do. It's been a wonderful gloss in my collection. Okay, and then I have this lip oil that everybody's talking about, and I was reluctant to buy it because it's pricey, but it's worth it. This is the Fenty Skin Cherry Treat Conditioning Lip Oil. First of all, the smell. Oh my gosh. It smells like a cherry ring pop. It's exactly what it smells like, is a ring pop. Okay, so that's nostalgia right there. So delicious. It is more of like a thick lip oil, but not in a sticky way. It just coats your lips like a glazed donut. It stays on your lips pretty well. I really like the big, fat, chubby doe foot applicator. Who doesn't love that? The one downside to this is it's tiny. I mean, it's tiny, tiny, tiny. This is a gorgeous lip oil. I highly suggest it. And it looks red in the tube, but once you apply it to your lips, it's really not red. It's almost unnoticeably red. Gorgeous lip oil. Highly suggest. And then I would have to say my favorite find that I've discovered lately of everything are the About Face Matte Fix Lip Pencils. These are my new favorite lip pencils, hands down. I want them in every color. I don't need them though. I have too many lip liners. So I have this like bright orange one, which I love, and it's in the shade Love Like a Sunset. And then this more nude one is my favorite right now. It is what I'm wearing on my lips today. It is in the shade Cradled. So Cradled and then Love Like a Sunset. I'm telling you, this is my perfect lip liner. It is so creamy, almost too creamy. My favorite lip liner, or like one of my most preferred lip liners, are their ColourPop lippy pencils. And those are very creamy. I would say these are even creamier, if you can believe it. Which sounds kind of scary. It sounds like maybe it's not easy to get a precise line, but I have no problem with that. And I love the fact that you can literally color this all over your lips to wear as a lipstick, and it feels so comfortable. Like it feels like a satin lipstick. Then another thing I love about it is, even though it's so creamy, it is so long wearing. The other day I wore this lip liner with the Give Beauty matte lipstick, which I mentioned in my last speed reviews, another favorite lipstick. I wore it to work, and I teach ballroom dancing. I talk for like 8 hours a day, nonstop talking. And at the end of the day, this was still on my lips for 8 hours. I've been drinking water. I had even eaten lunch, didn't reapply it. It was still there. These are incredible. These are incredible, and they're at a pretty good price point. Not drugstore, but certainly not high-end. Highly suggest these lip liners. Okay, so those are my top favorites that I've discovered recently. So now let's go to the good but not great category. So the first one that I want to talk about are the lashes that I'm wearing on my eyes right now. So these are the Nubian Lash Luxor by Juvia's Place. I really love these lashes. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. They're very fluffy. They're very wispy, but they still look like they're giving your eyes something. Like I have a very colorful eye look on right now. By the way, I will link the 3 looks 1 palette video that I did to create this look with the Nomad Monteverde palette down in the description box if you're interested in how I got this look. And these lashes are really beautiful. I love that it comes with a really nice case. They're really protective with the magnetic closure. Stunning. I would say the only kind of downside is the price. They're $13. To me, they feel like an Ardell wispy. Like they are very light, very flimsy, which I don't mind. Like I quite like that, but I just wish that they were priced a little bit lower, like under $10, because I feel like they're comparable to an Ardell wispy. That's the only downside. Otherwise, I think they're really beautiful. They're not like my favorite lashes I've ever worn in my life, but I really do like them, and they're really pretty. I tried out quite a few foundations recently, so this one is going in the good category. This is the One Size Turn Up the Base BBB Cream Beauty Blur Balm, and I have mine in the shade Medium 1N. So first of all, I'm wearing this on my face today. The shade match is like spot on for me right now. Absolutely spot on. You almost can't tell, like when I'm applying it, it looks literally the same color as my skin. So I love that. So there are good things about this and there are not so good things about this. I think the good things are that it provides pretty nice coverage. I would say a high medium coverage. And me with my oily skin, I feel like this holds up on my skin really well. It doesn't break down. It doesn't get super oily. It doesn't break apart like a lot of foundations do on me. It's definitely a really good one for longevity, and the color match is great, like I've already said. Some of the things I don't love about it, I don't love how thick it is. It is quite a thick formula, and so it is a little bit heavier on the skin. It's not super lightweight. I do feel like if you have texture or, little peach fuzz or pores, it does emphasize those things quite a bit. And I'm not a pore filling primer person. I don't like using those. So I do feel like you know, it's not the most blurring. Even though it says blurring, I don't think it's blurring. But I will say it's a good foundation. It is one that I will use up and I really enjoy using it. I prefer to use it on days where I'm filming, not really days where I'm gonna be like, I don't know, running errands and stuff like that, just because it is a little bit of a thicker, heavier consistency. So hope that makes sense. I do really like it, but yeah. Okay, the next good but not great product I wanna talk about is this lip gloss from Nomad Cosmetics. So I did pick this up with the Provence collection that they came out with. They had come out with 4 glosses. I only picked up this one, this pinky one with like a gold reflect to it. It is absolutely stunning on the lips. I would say that it's a very unique gloss in my collection. I can't say that I have anything quite like this. I'm putting this in the good but not great because I absolutely love how this makes my lips look. It just gives the most beautiful pink, very shiny look to the lips without it being like super slippery or oily or anything like that. I think it is because of that gold reflect. It is just quite a very unique look. I just don't think it's the most comfortable gloss that I've tried. I don't think it's uncomfortable, but I much prefer the Essence comfortability. Of course, these look very different on the lips, so take that into consideration, but I just don't love the texture of it. I love how it looks, and I love that it lasts a really long time, but I would say it's kind of in the middle of not super comfortable, not uncomfortable. It's fine, but I love how it looks. How many times am I gonna say that? You get it. And then the last product I want to talk about in this category is the AF94 Playdate Multi-Use Cheek and Lip Color. I have mine in the shade Savor. So this is a gorgeous orange, you guessed it, orange. Now I recently used this in a testing new makeup video, but I've been using it pretty much every day since, just trying to get my thoughts. I absolutely love the color. I think the color is so gorgeous. It is more of like a brown orange, which is so flattering. It's gonna be gorgeous coming up for the fall, and it's just a gorgeous, like more wearable orange for the masses, right? So pretty. I did recently use this actually on my lips as well, and I think it looked gorgeous on my lips. I don't usually like to use these like cheek and lip sticks on my lips. I usually only use them on my cheeks, but on the lips, this looked so pretty, like very satiny, blurred, so gorgeous. The thing I don't love about this is it's very buildable, like extremely buildable to the point where I have to really put on a lot to get the desired pigmentation that I personally like. So if you like a more subtle blush, you don't want to go overboard, you just want a little pinch of color, you probably would like this. I just like more blush than the average person probably. But once it's built up, it looks so pretty. So this is a good product. It is a good product. It's not perfect, but it's really good. And especially for the price point. Okay, so that's it for the good but not great. So now we're gonna get into the meh. I'm gonna start off with 2 primers. So the first primer I wanna talk about is the Milk Makeup Pore Eclipse Mattifying Primer. So I do like the packaging, but it just gets very dirty because it's like a matte look to the tube, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. So like I've said before, I have very oily skin. So I was very interested in buying this. I wish I'd bought a mini. Like I don't know why I didn't buy the mini. I should have. Because you literally only need the tiniest little bit of this product to get the amount for your face. Now, the first time I used this, I used it all over my face and I didn't like it. So it comes out in a very like white consistency. It has a pretty strong scent, I will say that. I like the scent. It's kind of like tea tree scented. So anyway, I was saying, the first time I used it, I put it all over my face, and this makes whatever foundation you apply on top apply matte. Like it changes the formula or like the look of my foundation that I put on top of it immediately. So I didn't love when I did it all over my face. I actually felt like it was very dry feeling. So then I used it again and I kind of just pinpointed where I wanted to put it, where I thought I needed it the most. And again, whatever I put on top of where I put it, it made the product apply matte right off the bat. So I actually don't mind that in my T-zone. I prefer to have a matte T-zone. Throughout the day, I don't feel like this really kept me super matte. I'll be honest with you, like there are days that I wore this that I was still pretty oily at the end of the day. There were days that I wore this that I wasn't. So it wasn't really consistently something I could look at and be like, oh wow, that's amazing. It changed my skin. It was perfect. That's why it's kind of like in the middle. It's fine. I don't know. I think if maybe you have slightly less oily skin than me, it would work for you. But for my very oily skin, I don't feel like it really did much besides like start my base off really matte. And then I'm kind of going on the same lines with this Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder. So this is claiming to be like a product that you can use on its own, over makeup, under makeup, blah, 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 blah. I don't know. I've used this as a primer basically, and I've used it on days where I'm not wearing foundation, just on its own, just to see like what it would do. I don't like the consistency of this upon application. It feels very greasy, like very, very greasy to me. And this is claiming to be oil controlling. Kind of like what I said with the milk. I don't really feel like it did that much for me. There were times I wore it where I was like, oh yeah, I look pretty good at the end of the day. And there were times I wore this and I was like, yeah, no, I don't, I look oily. So I don't really think it's that worth the money. I'll use it, I guess. I probably won't use the entire thing up. There's a lot of product in here, but it's just okay. And the packaging's kind of weird because it's supposed to come with this thing, but I cannot for the life of me, like it will not sit in here. Like no matter what I do, this spoon will not sit in the component. So I'm surprised I still have this part, that it didn't just float away somewhere. It's just an okay product. The next product I want to talk about is this lash primer. So I've been on the hunt for a new lash primer. My holy grail lash primer is the Marc Jacobs Velvet Primer, and as we know, Marc Jacobs is no longer. So I bought this one from Grande Cosmetics, and this is the Pre-Mascara Lengthener and Thickener. So this is okay. It's not the best thing I've ever used. It definitely doesn't compare to the Marc Jacobs, although you guys on one of my last videos, you suggested that I keep the wand of the Marc Jacobs one and use it in another primer. So I have been doing that. It's kind of a pain because you have to keep cleaning it off and I feel like I'm wasting a lot of product. But I mean, it's fine for now. I really don't like the wand on this. It is like one of those super, super sharp, like, oh my gosh, I feel like it hurts my eyes when I use it. Like I'm stabbing right in my eyelid when I use it because it's such like sharp, prickly, like cactus-like applicator. The actual product itself, I mean, I feel like it does help me a little bit. I don't feel like it does a ton, if I'm gonna be honest. And for the price point, I'm still on the search. All right, then we've got our lip products segment. So the first one I want to talk about is the Urban Decay. What is this called? It doesn't even say. The Vice Liquid Lip. I have mine in the shade Pleased. So I love the color of this. I think it is such a unique color. I think they describe it as a burnt apricot. Such a gorgeous, warm nude color. This is a very interesting formula because it's supposed to be like a kiss-proof, long-wear, shiny liquid lipstick. And so I've kind of figured out how to wear it. There is a learning curve with this. The first time I wore it, I put it on and I rubbed my lips together. Bad idea. Don't do that. It's very sticky if you do that. Like really sticky, really heavy, just not good. What I've been doing is I've been applying it on my lips and then just letting it sit, trying not to like smush my lips together, just letting it be for a while. And I find that it actually really does work out pretty well that way. This stuff lasts forever. Forever. I'm telling you, like I wore this to work one day for 8 hours. It was still on my lips at the end of the day and it was very much there. But I will say at the end of the day, it didn't look great. It looked pretty like thick, kind of goopy. I guess again from like talking and bringing my lips like that. It kind of gooped up the formula, but it did last. I will give it that. I think on one of the videos I did, I put this on and then I tried to take it off like a couple hours later. It was very hard to take off my lips. So if you're looking for like a long wearing glossy lipstick, this does last very long and it's kind of a weird feeling, but it does do what it's supposed to do. It's fine. I'm not like really obsessed with it. I could take it or leave it. If it got lost in my collection, I wouldn't repurchase it. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. Okay, and then I have the ColourPop Fresh Kiss Lip Lacquer. So this one is kind of in the lower end of the meh. It's going like heading its way into the it's gonna be a no for me dog category. So the reason it's in this part is because it is a gorgeous looking lipstick. Like the color, gorgeous. I love how this looks on my lips. I wore this in a video recently, and I just think it is the most gorgeous pinky red. I love the shine. The opacity is great. It looks really pretty, but this is like dangerous. It never dries down. It stays like this. So unlike the Urban Decay, it transfers very easily. I wore this, like I said, for a video. I immediately went to the supermarket and I looked in the mirror, like in the car, and I had like a string of it on my chin. It had just like jumped from my lip onto my chin somehow. And so colors like this, I'm really scared to wear in this formula. I think maybe if it was a nude color, I would feel a little more comfortable, but this red color in this formula is not my favorite, although it does look absolutely gorgeous on the lips. This is in the shade Sidecar, by the way. And then the last lip product I want to talk about in this section is the About Face liquid lipstick in the shade Canyon on Fire. So I wore this with that About Face lip liner. I went to New York and I wore this one night out and it looked gorgeous. Like, I'm obsessed with this color. I got compliments on it. People were asking me what it was that I was wearing. Just this like bright, opaque orange with like a slight red to it. Such a unique color. It smells so good, like very minty, but it is a drying, straight up dry down liquid lipstick. It's not the most comfortable. It's like going back to 2016 and wearing a liquid lipstick. That's the unfortunate part about it. But the color and everything else about it is so, so beautiful. Just don't love how drying it is. But if you don't mind the dryness of it, this is a gorgeous lipstick. Okay, we've got quite a few things to talk about in the It's Gonna Be a No for Me Dog category, so here we go. These are bad, you guys. These are bad. So the first thing I want to talk about is the Level Up Lengthening Mascara. I got this in my first ColourPop mystery box. I've now purchased 2 of them. I can link both of those down below if you're interested in seeing them. But this one, I don't like this mascara at all. The first time I used it, I thought, I mean, it's okay. Every time after that, this is the goopiest, messiest, thickest, just grossest mascara I've ever used in my life. I'm trying not to be dramatic, okay? But it gets everywhere. So I think of a lengthening mascara as good for my lower lashes. And I do occasionally use this for my lower lashes, but I have to be very careful because it can easily just get all over the place. It's just very thick and goopy. Not my favorite. Another thing I got from my most recent ColourPop mystery box, and I can already tell that I don't want to use this anymore. This is the BFF liquid liner, and I have mine in the shade Crazy. So if I just like swatch it on my hand, you can definitely tell that it's a blue liner. But on the eyes, I wore this the other day, it doesn't look blue, it looks black. Straight up. I think if you use it as a winged liner, you know, that you go over it and you're trying to make it opaque and thick, it just looks black. Maybe if you're just doing like little thin strokes like that, it would look blue, but it looks black to me. And so with that being said, I don't like felt tip liners. I feel like this was very hard to use. It was tugging on my eyelids. Listen, I'm not 21 anymore. It's not easy for me to just glide an eyeliner on my eye anymore. And this one just isn't really easy to apply. It doesn't look blue. I just don't like it. The next product I want to talk about is the Essence Brow Styling Soap Set. All right, so this is like a brow soap kit. It comes with a spoolie, which automatically I feel like if this just fell out, I would be doomed because, you know, not super functional. And then you're supposed to spray into this, rub the spoolie in, and comb it through your brows. I feel like this just doesn't do very much at all for me. It gives like a light to medium hold, and that's not what I want. Like, I want my brows glued. This doesn't give it to me. And I feel like it's such an extra effort. There's extra steps you have to do versus just pulling out a brow gel and going like this. I just don't think it's really worth it. I don't feel like it did much for my brows at all to make that extra step in my routine. All right, the next thing that I want to talk about is the e.l.f. No Budge Cream Eyeshadow. I got mine in the shade Golden Rays, this gorgeous orange color. I really don't like this cream shadow. It clings to every dry patch that I have on my eyes. It emphasizes the texture on my eyes, and the color is beautiful. I've tried it a few times. It just doesn't look any better. I think if you have like no texture on your eyelids, it would probably look nice. I think I did once try to use it as an eyeliner and it looked okay, but when am I gonna use orange eyeliner? Probably not very often, so I'm decluttering this one. Okay, and then the next fail is the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Full Coverage Foundation. So I bought this, I think I was doing a full face of NYX, yes, not so long ago. I can link that down below. And I wanted to retry this foundation. I had bought it years ago and I had decluttered it and I couldn't remember why. Well, I remember why. I told you I'm very oily. This made my skin look so dry. It looked so cakey. It clung to spots, it sunk into my lines, it gave me hardly any coverage and made me look 20 years older than I am. And that's, again, coming from someone with very oily skin. I do not suggest this one. Okay, and the last two products are the worst products, so get ready. So this is the Essence Fix and Last Makeup Gripping Jelly Primer. So I don't know what they're talking about gripping. This isn't gripping anything at all. But I'll tell you what it is doing, it's breaking me out. I got tons of breakouts when I used this, and as soon as I stopped using it, clear skin. I don't feel like this is a gripping texture. I just feel like it's a gel. Like straight up, it's a liquidy type of gel feeling. It is cooling, like it feels nice on the skin, but I don't really feel that it serves any purpose for me personally. And like I said, it broke me out. So I don't want this anywhere near me. No. And then I would have to say the worst product that I tried recently is this foundation. I had heard influencers talk about it years ago and it went on like super clearance at Ulta and I see it at TJ Maxx as well. And so I said, what the heck, I'll try it. I'll spend $5, $6 or whatever the hell it was. What's the worst that can happen? This is the Pacifica, a light, clean foundation. Oil-free, anti-shine, and satin finish. This was the heaviest, cakiest, super luminous. I don't know what it's talking about, satin finish, oil-free. Like, I looked like a grease ball upon application. It looked so heavy, it sat on top of my skin. I could not get this to look good on me at all whatsoever. It didn't look better throughout the day. No. Most makeup-y looking foundation I've ever worn in my life. I hate it. Don't waste your $6. Go buy a latte with that $6. It's more worth the money. All right, and that is it for this speed reviews video. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment down below letting me know any of your thoughts on these products if you've used them or anything that you've been loving lately. I always love to hear that. If you did enjoy this, please give it a thumbs up. That helps me out a lot when you do that. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to subscribe before you leave. I do upload videos weekly, both beauty and fashion videos, and I would love to see you back on my channel again. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.